This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I am live once again. Uh, I have to counterpunch the Derek Chisora versus Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder face-off. Okay, and I haven't saw it, so I wanted to see it with you guys, so it could be authentic. You know what I mean? Authentic. So any of it. I've seen a clip of the very beginning, but that's about it. We got Troy Graham in the building, my man from the Cuba land, cousin to marry to my country, Jamaica. Man, how doing good, brother? How doing good, brother? I'm doing good, man. I am doing well. Um, Transitions, that's about it. I've been trying to do some content before I get my new place and all that stuff. So that's a totally different story, but everything is working the way it's going to go, you know. But this is interesting because this is one of the fights that means something to the heavyweight boxing division, you know. Because for one, Derek Chisora versus Deontay Wilder is a fight that, for one, we should have got before we were thrown for a loophole in a possible unification opportunity for Wilder. Usyk called him out. Then Wilder leaves. Then Wilder returns. And Wilder versus Derek Chisora was a fight that, like, you're thinking to yourself, hey, it's a pretty good fight. You know, hey, Kurt, Big Gav from Scotland, counterpunch to you, Gav, in the building. I think this fight could be bigger. I think it could have been bigger if Wilder would have went through with the negotiations from jump. You know, I think he would have been, this fight could have been marketed better because, you know, we were in expectation of Wilder fighting Usyk because Usyk called out Wilder. For whatever reason, it didn't happen, whatever. This is the fight that we have now. But most importantly than that, there's a possibility that the IBF belt is on the line because Kel Sauerland is lobbying to strip Usyk. So it's a lot going around this fight because this very well could be for a title shot. This could be just as important, more important, or just as important as Wardley versus Dubois if that happens. So that's a good thing. Nonetheless, I'm waiting for people to come up, and we got 16 in here. I started maybe 20 or 30 people that come on in so we can begin. Okay. Wilder versus Chisora. I haven't done the breakdown yet. When is the fight going to happen? The fight is in, I want to say in April, I believe on the 11th. So, no, it's April 4th. Okay, so that's going to be Saturday, April 4th at the O2 Arena, which you guys should know from the UK. The O2 Arena is electrifying. It's lit. It's not as big as Wembley or Tottenham or whatever, but that doesn't matter. Once you get in there, and if you're a part of the event, you're a part of the event. You can feel it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel the same way about Barclays. Barclays has a different feel to it than Madison Square Garden, than Caesar's Palace, than Mandalay Bay, the Staples Center. You know what I mean? Everything and everybody has these venues. They have their own energy behind them. The O2 is no different. The O2, it has its own originality. Strapped or flock, Deontay Wilder, the IBF champion, doesn't sound right. I always associate him with the WBC. They won't let him slide with ducking like the WBC. Well, that's assuming that he wins. You know what I mean? And in this case, we have Deontay Wilder fighting Derek Chisora, which this is his last fight. And I don't know if you guys seen Derek Chisora was very, very, very emotional when he came to that part of the UK or whatnot, you know, because he knows this is his last time. And this has not been proven or anything like this. This is just me. Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button. That activates YouTube to start getting their stuff in gear to bring more people on. But if I would have had to guess, his wife don't want him fight no more. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so what? I mean, he's done that before. You know, he said his wife didn't want him fighting like this before, you know, and he kept fighting. He kept fighting. He kept doing what he did. You know, he was that glorified gatekeeper, they called him, right? Glorified gatekeeper. But he kept fighting. He just keeps fighting. He fights, he fights, he fights. And, you know, and he hasn't lost a fight since 2022. So over 3 years, he's been on a good winning streak since then, right? Joe Joyce to Wallin to Pulev, and all those names are known. So Derek Chisora is taking them all on, and Derek Chisora he's beating those guys. And at this point of his career, he's supposed to be the guy that's getting beat by all these guys. You see where I'm coming from? So the question is, why is Derek Chisora's wife wanting and just putting her foot down and saying, you know what? No more. No more. Why do you think that is? If I would have to guess, people, I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say, you know what? I think somebody gave Derek a bad report. And I think the last CAT scan he had or something, I'm just saying now, don't, you know, this is not, you know, I'm just thinking right off the dome. You know, but if I was going to predict something, she's seen something in one of his last examinations that didn't look right. And she's like, look, Derek, that's it. Basta. That's it. Enough. And I think that could have happened with Derek Chisora. And I think that's probably why his wife, because you know what I mean? His wife getting them checks in. You know, he brings, you know, Papa got the check for you, baby. Come, let's go to the bedroom so I can break your hip and we can have sex and cash checks, right? But for whatever reason, she's like, no, that's it. It's done. You know what I mean? And I do think this is what I think, okay? It's sad for Derek because if they do make this an IBF fight, a vacant IBF title, and he gets the title and he beats Wilder, right? Because that's not out of the ordinary, right? He beats Wilder, probably knocks Wilder out, takes the belt, and then he can't even defend it. I think that would be more bittersweet than anything because, you know, because his wife is like, no. And I know one thing is that's his Achilles heel is the fact that his wife calls the shots. You know, if he's Rocky Balboa, she's definitely Adrian. You know, Derek Chisora will mop the floor with Wilder. I am still very surprised Wilder took this fight. Chisora ain't no joke. Well, I think Wilder had to take this fight. He couldn't fight another nobody. He couldn't fight another. What's the guy's name that he fought in Kansas? Right. I forget his name now. It's not coming to me. But yeah, he couldn't fight another unknown fighter. He had to fight somebody that we know. You know, and Derek Chisora. You know, and I can appreciate though the honesty from Wilder because Wilder could be, because we've seen Wilder before. He called Dillian White a peasant. That's the type of Wilder we used to have. A guy that thought so high of himself. You know, I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. I will knock you out. And I said it because I do what I say I'm going to do. Right? Things like that. And he didn't want to fight certain fighters because he felt certain fighters was beneath him. He thought $12.5 million was beneath him. He thought $15 million was beneath him. He thought $100 million was beneath him. And listen, and ask yourself this question from that first dollar amount, 12.5 to 100 million or 120 million. Ask yourself, when was the last time he's had that type of money? And the answer is years ago. Okay. Has he had or made that type of money lately? I don't think so. You know, you look like Rampage Jackson. Hey, I'll take that as a compliment. Rampage Jackson is a maniac, bro. Tyrell Herndon, yeah. So, I mean, he couldn't fight another Tyrell Herndon. Thank you, Lucas. He had to fight someone like that, but he understands that, yo, this guy is giving me the opportunity. Because Derek Chisora didn't have to fight Wilder because Wilder hasn't earned anything. That's why I don't understand why Wilder didn't fight Usyk. But I digress on that, because all in all, if you're going to rob a bank, don't rob the local bank around the corner, rob Fort Knox. You know what I'm saying? That's the equivalent of Usyk being the unified champion and Derek Chisora being a meaningful challenge, So, who you got, Dubois or Wardley? I don't know yet. Man. I don't know yet. I know what people are saying. I hear what people are saying, but I pay that no never mind. I mean, I take everything into consideration, but it is what it is. That fight, though, is a pretty even fight, which that's a good thing that we don't know. That's a good thing that we can't easily predict. That meant that was a good matchup, So there you go right there. But I will do a prediction. And that fight is, I believe, next month as well, right? Ain't that on the 11th? Let's see. Wardley versus Dubois date. That's May 9th. So that's, okay. It's the month after next. So they got time. This has to be for the title. There's no way Wilder wouldn't fight Usyk otherwise. Well, I don't think so. Because he didn't know anything about what Cal Sauerland was trying to do with the IBF. He just took a lesser important fight, So, I mean, but that's his choice. That's his team's choice. I always think or thought that Deontay Wilder's team sucked. I always thought they always made the wrong decision based on their best intentions for Wilder. I always thought that they cut Wilder short. I always thought that they protected Wilder to the point where he couldn't ever advance. You know what I mean? He had the WBC at the time, but I think that's all they wanted for Wilder was to be a champion. Never a unified, never an undisputed, none of that. That's why I think they fed Wilder the whole mindset is the WBC is the most prestigious belt. It ain't about the other belts. You remember he used to say that. What do you think he got that from? He got that from his team. He didn't get that from DAZN, Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua. He didn't get any of that from that. He got that from his team. Wilder's team told him that the WBC, of course, Mauricio, the WBC is the most prestigious belt, Deontay. So these other belts, I understand Joshua, he's a big thing overseas, in other countries, but the WBC is here in America, and this is the best belt. Give me my 3%. Yeah. And imagine Shelly Finkel. Yeah, Deontay, yeah, it's the best belt. I'm telling you, Muhammad Ali had the belt. You can't get any better than Muhammad Ali. Listen to him. Right? So, yeah, they had him thinking that. They had him thinking that that belt was the best belt, damn near the only belt. Like the WBC, the island of the WBC, and he runs it, he holds it, and he had it for a long time. That's why they tried to carry it along like they did. They waited till Luis Ortiz got 40 years old. Then they drugged Tyson Fury out and gave him an opportunity when he was in a mess, depressed, living in less, trying to pass another test. Come on, McManus. Right? And guess what? They messed up because they thought that Tyson Fury was not even going to get past the fourth or fifth round in that fight. I remember all of that because I covered it all. And this is all in 2018. So his best and only challenge was a 40-year-old man that we all know that's possibly 50. And that was in 2018. So imagine in 2026, that's what, 7, 8 years ago? In fact, Luis Ortiz will be 47 this month. On paper. That don't mean he's 47. He may be 57. He may be right under Mike Tyson. You know, Mike, I remember Luis Ortiz was a lot younger then, but they used to spar with Lennox Lewis. He used to spar with him. He was a good fighter. He couldn't speak English, but he knew how to box. He knew how to get it in there. Come on, going to be like Dillian White 2.0 with the WBC. You can't trust them. I hope not. I hope not, because for one, he is in the same situation Dillian White was in. I recall making this comparison. Agjet Kabayel is a guy that's been stopping guys. He's a guy that's undefeated. So he does have two things going for him. One, he's never been defeated. Two, he ain't been talking smack at the WBC. He hasn't given the WBC any reason to freeze him out. You know what I mean? Dillian White did. Dillian White got beat at the O2 by Anthony Joshua when they were both defeated. And this was their second outing, right? Because Dillian White beat Anthony Joshua in the amateurs. But then this is the first professional fight. So this is the reckoning. This is the revenge, or the possible la revancha. The revenge opportunity for Joshua. And he knocked him out in, I think, the 8th round. Or was it the 7th? No, 9th round, I think. But we found out about Dillian White. He couldn't take uppercuts well. So since then, though, he didn't get beat until he fought Povetkin. So that was 15-20. So for 5 years, Dillian White, opened a can of it. Okay. But he kept talking about the WBC. But we'll never know if that's a reason that they didn't give him the opportunity. We do know that's the reason that they excuse that they used. Because Mauricio was like, Dillian White, if he keeps talking about the integrity of the WBC, we will freeze him out. So they probably used that anyway. They probably used that anyway as an excuse, because they did not want Dillian White to fight for the belt that he deserved. He had a belt, the interim belt, same belt that Caballo holds. But they were all paying the 3%. Understand that. So imagine if you were an interim champion, you're getting the stinky end of the stick. You're getting the bad part of that's a bad matchup. You're paying sanctioning fees for a belt that you can't advance on, because there's the WBC interim, then you got the WBC regular, right? And if you're Mauricio, you don't care, because you're getting money anyway. You don't care if Dillian White does this or does that, but you do know Wilder in America, right? Based on the Wilderlings or the Wildettes or the Wilder fans or whatever you called them back then, because they kind of disappeared now, right? It's not a lot of them no more. But nonetheless, they looked at Wilder as more of a bargaining tool to fight for the unified champion. But the whole thing is, here's the gimmick. Wilder, I don't think they wanted Wilder to fight for that, unless it was for a huge amount of money. And Mauricio was cool with that, because Mauricio's thinking, well, why would I want Dillian White to fight Wilder, right? When we could hold Wilder, keep him safe, to let that fight between him and Joshua build up. So the 3% that he's getting will be a lot bigger. Whereas he's already getting money from Dillian White. So he doesn't want or need Dillian White to get his opportunity, because he's still getting his money. He's taking Dillian's money. He's taking Deontay's money. He's doing what he wants to do because he's getting paid. Okay, that's what's happening, and that's what happened in that situation. AJ already beat Dillian, right? So if Dillian beat Wilder, that would be horrible for Mauricio because he's like, okay, you're messing up my money because I'm getting paid from both of you guys. But if Dillian beats Wilder, then Dillian becomes a WBC champion. Wilder will have a loss, and we will lose the opportunity to have a unification with AJ, possibly in Wembley or over here in the States or wherever. But money will be lost. So if you were only thinking about boxing as a form of a business, that is the reason why Mauricio did not want Dillian Whyte to fight for the WBC. Now, in comparison, to say all that to say this about Caballo, will Caballo be in the same position? You see what I mean? Because it could possibly be the same way. Who makes more money, Usyk or Caballo? Think about it. There's no comparison from the money that Usyk's made and make versus what Caballo makes, and he's here and Usyk is here, right? So if you're Mauricio and you're looking at the WBC, you're like, look, let's get Caballo and fight, keep him in Germany, keep him fighting, keep him earning, keep the 3% flowing. You see how that works? Okay, so yeah, Ajit Caballo, to answer that question, could very well be the new age Dillian Whyte. Alex Max Power 18, counterpunch to you. Mike Tyson is literally almost nearly 60 years old by the time he fights Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, he turns, I think he was born in 66. And if he was born in 66, this is 2026. That's 60 years. So yeah. Kurt, do you remember and know who the Buck? I have a sister that she will be 60. Shout out to Scarlett in the building. My sister, one of my sisters will be 60 this year. I'm the child. I'm the baby. Okay. But yeah, but I think let's find out. Let's find out. What year was Mike Tyson born? Yeah.
Mike Tyson was born on June 30th, 1966.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, if he's 60, he would have to be born, you know what I mean, in 66. But anyway, Kurt, your opinion, Mr. Wilder versus Chisora, who's the winner? I don't know. But I do know one thing. We have enough people in here to view the face-off review. So if you guys are ready, give me a 1. If you guys are not ready, give me a 2 and you want to hear more counterpunching from questions asked. I think the WBC is biased towards favoring fighters in America. Of course. The WBC is for Mexico. Mexico is part of the Americas, in case people don't know that. Okay? Salute, Kurt. Did you hear Frank Sanchez has pulled out due to injury? I have. I did not do a video on it. It's just, I read a lot. And if I don't do a video on these articles, I just either forgot or just did not have the time, you know. I promise when I get another job, when I book another show and I have time to just sit back on set, I will catch up and talk about some of this stuff, you know, or do more lives when I am at work if I can, you know, because you have walkie-talkies and, you know, quiet on the set type stuff going on, right? But yeah, he's pulled out due to injury, and that's bad because I thought Frank Sanchez by now would be fully rehabilitated. And he ain't, obviously. And if he's re-injured, you got to ask yourself, what in training are you doing to aggravate or to re-injure your leg? You ain't doing something right. That means you better get a safer strength and conditioning coach. Okay? Because if he re-injured something, it's like, dude, didn't you just have surgery or was it the other leg? You know what I mean? Because he had an issue, supposedly, and that's why he got beat by Caballo. But Caballo, you know, Caballo does what he always does. Frank is ducking Torres. He is probably having flashbacks of the Caballo fight and dipped. I don't know. It's hard to say that about a fighter that has been ducked himself. You know what I mean? Remember Moses Atoma? Remember Efe Ajagba? Right? These fighters were offered the opportunity and they didn't take it. They swerved that opportunity. So to call Frank Sanchez someone that ducks only to be ducked his damn self, I just see a bitter Philip Hergovic-isk like fighter because they did that to Philip Hergovic. Morning, Kurt. Did you watch Pro Boxing last night? Awesome stuff. The whole card was lit. No. I want people, you guys know how to contact me, right? Instagram. Hit me up on Instagram when we have smaller venues like that because I want to learn more about the new upcoming new blood. Shout out to my man Jax Winters Holiday, because he sends me stuff of the new blood, the amateurs. I want to cover these guys. I want to get these new fighters exposure. Okay? Lopez versus Gallegos was a fight of the year. Who will Richard Torres fight now? He probably will wait for Frank to rehabilitate his knee or whatever. We don't know how serious it is. We just know he pulled out. So, but here's something worth mentioning. The team pulled him out because they don't want that to be an issue like it was with the Caballo fight. So they did learn something. Don't just push someone that's half-assed in there with somebody that's never been defeated. You know what I mean? Frank was an undefeated fighter when he went in there with Caballo. So was Arslanbek Markmadov. And both of those dudes were talking about something wrong with them. Arslanbek Markmadov, oh, my hand was broke. Frank Sanchez, oh, I had a knee injury. Or is this legit? Is this just bad decision making from the team of these fighters? Or is this actually a real thing? So, at some point, I'm glad that they said, nah, pull Frank out. Because Torres is what? Another undefeated fighter that's hungry, that wants to show people, I assume, that he is that dude. Right? Skrilla 50 in the building, the chief general. Counterpunch to you, my brother. But anyway, let's start the face-off review, okay?
Before the inevitable violence, they meet here face to face.
Your mind is already on retirement, and I'm gonna be glad to put you in it.
You haven't got a clue what's about to happen. This is Chisora versus Wilder. This is face-off. Here we go. Derek Chisora, the bronze bomber, Deontay Wilder. Great to see you both. This will be the 50th fight for both of you. It's a fight number 100 combined. That's something special. You guys have got to that number because a lot of people don't ever get anywhere near that number of fights. I've seen a lot of sit-down interviews. You guys have obviously been covering the world, promoting this fight as you should. Very respectful. Is that just from a fighter-to-fighter perspective, or have you guys have bonded over the last few years? Why so respectful to Wilder?
Man, it comes with the age, man. We know we're in our 30s, we're in our 40s. It's like, I just want to fight. I ain't got time for the ups and downs and this whole games, or I'm going to do this to you, watch when I see. Nah. We just talk every day, or we just chat. I know when we finish the whole thing today, will be goodbye, I love you, get home safe. I will see you in the next 8 weeks. Right. And then from then, it's no more friendship. It's just wartime for me, even for him. And then after that, what we do, the tradition, we break up the 5 guys.
That's the tradition?
Yeah.
That's tradition. Is that the same for you as well? I mean, you've had fighters opposite you before, and there has been animosity. There's been venom. I've seen it. This is so different.
Yeah.
It's easy then to switch to that bronze bomber when you are quite cool and relaxed with someone.
It is for me. We are 2 human beings that we can flip it on
and we can flip it off, you know what I mean? And when you get people like that in there, they're the most dangerous people in the world because they're unpredictable. And that's what they call us, unpredictable. They don't know what to expect out of us. You don't know we're going to tear it up in here. We want to. No security or anything. You have to call the police. Get 6 units. You know what I'm saying? We want to, you know, but there's no need for that. Like you said, over time, as you get older, man, you get more relaxed, you know what I mean? And we never had bad blood anyway, you know what I'm saying? And over time, it do brings a relationship. It brings you closer. And then when you have fights, it brings you even closer, you know? So I think every young fighter, or fighters in general in the business, should take a page out of this book.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys try too hard to sell a fight because they want the asses in the seat. They want to get the best results possible. So sometimes they make up situations. They try to do too much or whatever instead of just going with the flow of things and whatever. And this is what we do. This is all real. This is us. You know what I mean? We don't have to have an animosity. We don't have to look to do things. I don't have to get mad at him. He don't have to get mad at me, you know. But on the night of the fight, that's what all that matters. And at the end of the day, why waste energy in all that back and forth like that? You know, when we can consume our energy, have civilized conversations, interviews, and then on the night of the fight, we release all that energy because we're going to need it. And this is how we look at it.
I think we both know, everyone knows, everyone watching this, that you guys, once you get in the ring, kind of playtime is over. Derek, I feel like you've been in this fight for a long time. Not just in the last few months when the fight's been spoken about, when you guys were together and did the face-off at the IBA. I feel like you've asked for Wilder for a while. Why?
No, I asked for it a long time ago, and then it didn't happen. And I was just looking at rankings and looking at everything, and we matched the fight. It didn't happen. And then we tried to do it again. It didn't happen. 3 times, I think, we tried to do it again.
Why didn't it happen?
Because God didn't want it to happen at that time. There's a reason why. Yeah. God didn't want it to happen at that time. Because the contracts were not fair. So it didn't happen. But now the contracts are fair, so it's happening.
You see, when I look at both of your styles, I almost feel like it's just, it's violent. And the idea of both of you wanting that violence almost scares me a little bit because you're a puncher and you're a brawler that can punch. So ultimately, both of you are going to inflict a lot of pain on each other. And it's funny, I say that, you both kind of smile weirdly, which is kind of, again, kind of crazy to me. Why did you want this fight, Wilder? Again, you had options. You're the former WBC champion. People were running to you. Why are you running to Chisora?
Yeah, like he said before, this thing's supposed to happen a decade ago, you know. And, you know, we just kept running into situations. You know, we serve an on-time God. Things may not come when we want it, but it's always on time. This is the on-time factor of the matter. April the 4th at the O2 Arena. It's going down all the way through. And it's going to be nothing but excitement when you got a Derek Chisora, War Chisora, and you got a Deontay the Bronzeman Wilder. It's made for it's tailor-made for it. So it fit perfectly, you know. And like I said before, and I'll say it again, I need him more than he need me, you know, because I still got plans of moving forward and doing things, you know. He's in the retirement stage of his life. You know, he's trying to take me with him so we can go fishing.
I didn't tell him you're going to retire with me. You know, my selling point for this fight, I was like, you know what? You are not fighting after I fight. You fight me because he's going to retire with me. You know, because I am walking out that ring retired. He's going to be walking out that ring retired as well. But he don't realize it. He's in denial. Well, it's okay.
He's in denial about the
retirement.
What you can do to him in the ring?
Yeah, what I can do to him, and plus retirement as well.
You know.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, and one thing, you know, why I say I need him, because I need his style of things. I've been through a lot of stuff mentally, you know. And if I say I'm back and I want to know I'm back, this is the perfect test for me. Because we know Derek, he brings everything. The pressure, he'll hit you anywhere he can, where he can get away with. And I'm gonna need that pressure. But you know, pressure break pipes, but pressure also build diamonds. And I'm looking for him to build a diamond out of me and to go forward, instead of bust the pipes. And, and this is going to be a great fight overall. I can feel it. I can sense it, and I love the environment that we're in. I love the situation, the aroma that we have when we come in. People get nervous around us, but we're not nervous around y'all. You understand me? And it's a beautiful thing to feel it, to understand it, to have an off switch. But when it's time to turn that motherfucker on, go time.
Did you, this guy?
Okay, let me stop there. Thus far, people, Derek Chisora has driven his point home. See, this will be his last fight. Like I told you guys before, I think his wife is pulling him out of boxing. So he already knows. Win, lose, or draw, belt, title, or not for the title, whatever. He is retiring after this fight. But he's dragging Wilder off the cliff with him. You're going to retire with me. You're coming with me. You know what I mean? And the problem is I didn't hear any resistance from Wilder. I think Wilder was trying to still be too respectful, but I don't think that he is confident or certain that he's going to beat Derek Chisora. He just said, hey, this is a test that I need. I need Derek Chisora because my plans are not to retire. You guys have heard Wilder say, hey, I'm in my prime now. What? Yo, no. But I think he is trying to mentally, in love, in peace, should I say? He's trying to sell this fight in a different way. Because I think what happened with Wilder, he said, oh, there's no need of that. We get along better. And, with people I fighting. You haven't, not with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, you hate Tyson Fury to this day. But I think the hatred comes from the result, the outcome. I think he hates Tyson Fury because he didn't beat Tyson Fury. If he would have beat Tyson Fury one of those fights, I don't think he would have the animosity that he has towards Tyson Fury. I just believe that. I think if he would have won the third fight, I think if something would have happened, he would have landed that right again and put Tyson Fury down again instead of Tyson Fury putting him down, because that fight was pretty much inevitable. The third fight with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, looking back at that fight, one of those guys was going to knock the other one out. You know what I mean? It's like somebody coming at you like, yo, I'm going to beat your ass or you going to beat my ass. There's no in between. There's no draw. No, one of us are going to fall. That's the issue with Wilder. But I think Derek Chisora is like, he don't know it yet, but we going fishing after this because I'm retiring him. And the scary thing about Derek, though, it makes him more dangerous because he has nothing to lose. He has nothing to lose. And I think Derek Chisora, based on what we've already seen about Derek Chisora, he's going to give everything he has. The only thing that I hope, if he gets beat, don't die, don't get killed, don't get hit with something and you try to get up and, but I think someone that has nothing to lose, it makes him more dangerous. Now, I did hear Wilder say, Derek Chisora will hit you anywhere that he can get away with. You know what that means, right? That means he's implying something. So, I'm saying this now. This is not a fight prediction, but I'm saying this. This is a prediction of a possible outcome. If Derek Chisora rings Wilder's bell and knocks him out, don't be surprised if we hear Wilder say, I was filed in some type of way. Because he's already letting us know what he thinks of Derek Chisora, just saying it in a nicer, passive way. Like, oh, he'll hit you with everywhere that he can get away with. What the hell does that mean? What are you insisting that he's going to hit you low? You know what I mean? go behind your head, rabbit punch, kidney punch, ball sack, below the belt, right? Hip shots. He meant that for a reason. But anyway, let's continue.
That was at one stage the hardest hitting heavyweight we've ever seen. Right? It was a conversation with George Foreman, Mike Tyson. Do you think that guy still exists?
He does. You know, if put it this way, let's say we're putting in this room an old ass lion, everybody else will be up and down trying to run away. He's still got the power, man. Yeah, he's playing deception right now. Yeah, he's still got it.
Why do you run to that then, Chisora? In your last fight, when you believe that he still has the bronze bomber power that we've seen put so many people to sleep, why are you running towards that?
Okay, so thus far, we've heard Derek Chisora call Wilder an old ass lion. But he said if that old lion gets in the room, everybody's going to be jumping away and trying to, get away. That's big. Wilder should stick to fighting journeyman. No, he shouldn't. Kurt, I think if Daniel will beat Daniel will beat Fabio. I think Daniel versus Usyk 3 will never happen because it's ridiculous. Usyk wants a fight versus Wilder in the USA. There is hope based on Tyson Fury. I think that the third fight with Tyson Fury is stupid. The third fight with Dubois is stupid. And nobody will want to watch it.
Why am I running towards that? It's simple. Legacy. Some people want to win titles by not fighting real fighters. And we have seen it happen in boxing. So I rather fight real fighters and say, you know what? If you look at everybody, I did an interview the other day and, telling me everybody I boxed was like, wow, did I fight those guys? What was I thinking? But you know what? It's legacy for me. I want to be that guy. He boxed everybody. Be ashamed if I don't fight him.
When a fighter, and I'll ask you, and I'll put it to you as well, when a fighter says it's their last fight, I always feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I always feel like if you've got one foot out of the door, it's dangerous. Like, you've got to be fully committed. Do you almost feel like, with Chisora saying it's his last fight, is he a more dangerous fighter for you, or is there a case of, well, this guy's got one foot out of the door already?
No, I mean, it's all up on him, If he said this is his last fight, then we have to hold him to his word until he proved differently. I don't believe he got one foot in, then, what you said, because at the end of the day, to complete a task, to complete a mission and get the job done, you got to have both feet on outside of the line. You only surrender when you throw that flag up, not halfway, but all the way up and wave it. You feel me? Because you can be indecisive, But what you want to do when you're having that one foot in, out the door, you know what I mean? Because that one foot, all you got to do is lift it and bring that bitch back in. You know what I'm saying? So that don't necessarily mean you automatically out the door. That's just something that a person think about or whatever. Maybe it's on the outside of fans may think that way, but as a fighter, you just never know. You just never know. And if he say he's done, and with the things that how he's explained it, even with the wife, when a man loves, he loves hard. You understand me? When a man loves, he loves hard. And if this is what he's saying, then you have to hold him to his word until he shows otherwise.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced. When this fight was made, everyone said puncher, brawler. We know you can crack Chisora, but everyone saying that if this fight plays out, it's Wilder that wins it by knockout. It's Chisora that wins it by almost brawling and winning a tough fight. Do you expect to knock out Deontay Wilder? Do you think you can knock out Deontay Wilder?
You can knock anybody out. But I've never been in a position to knock people out. I'm just in a position to just drown people.
Do you expect to drown him?
I'm going to drown him. That's one thing I know.
That's what you do.
That's what I do. You know, because I know for a fact he will not train the way I train. I'm going to drown him. I'm going to hit him.
Everywhere.
You know I'm a certified scuba diver, right?
Yeah, scuba diving and being fit is
I can free dive as well.
Can you?
Yeah.
Jesus. So I've been for a long time. Now I have to knock him out. Now I have to knock him out. Now I didn't want to knock him out. But now I have to.
I'm not one of them black guys that can't swim.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man. It's a beautiful world under there.
Can you do the black flip, the backstroke?
I can do all that.
Shit.
Yeah, man.
Maybe a new plan's needed.
Nah. It's Cold War.
It's Cold War.
Yeah.
Indeed. But Wilder, do you expect to knock out Chisora?
That's what I'm planning on doing. That's what I see the fight happening. I see that either he gonna knock me out or I'm gonna knock him out. You know, even though he may not have had the experience as much as me of knocking people out, doesn't mean he don't have the capability of doing it. This is like he said, anybody can be knocked out. It's only take the right punch at the right time at the right moment, and that's it, you know. And we all know, just like in life, the things that hurt us is the things that we can't see.
Yeah. When does it switch for both of you? Like, when do we see?
Let me stop right there. Good points driven home by both guys. You know, Derek Chisora, look, I'm going to drown him. I'm going to overpower him. I'm going to pressure him. I'm going to hit him everywhere that I possibly can. You know, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I know to do. And speaking of the analogy, drowning, Wilder's like, I'm a certified scuba diver, right? And then the counter was, oh shit, well, I have to knock you out. But Wilder, he's like, hey, I see that fight going. I think, again, the respect I think he has for Derek Chisora, he didn't say, hell yeah, I'm going to knock him out. I'm still thinking like he's playing the nice guy role, but then it could be like he said, why use a lot of energy like he did with Tyson Fury? Especially in the first fight, in the second fight, build-ups, he used a lot of energy that I don't think that he should have used. He didn't have to use. It wasn't necessary to use. Okay, so maybe he's learning through what he went through, or trial and error, like, maybe I shouldn't do these things. Maybe I should just be calm, and hold my energy where it needs to be held until it's time to release it. Everyone looks great versus so-so opponents. Knocking out plumbers and waiters doesn't make you a knockout artist. It makes you a cherry picker. People in the UK are probably amazed by just how ignorant Wilder is. Well, I think Wilder, it's funny. It was like you bring that bitch back in. Let me tell you guys something. I had a friend of mine. Shout out to Ashley McConnell. Ashley says, man, you guys from Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, them areas, you call stuff bitches. And it's true, man. It's true. Shout out to Melissa in the building. It's like, I was telling her, like, yo, like, I was trying to charge this bitch, I was like, what? Bitch. And I with this phone. The nouns become bitches by default. Everyone looks at. So, yeah, when he said that, I laughed because it's like, that's exactly how they talk, bring that bitch back in. When he said, dude, y'all call stuff bitches, it's amazing. But anyway, Wilder sounds like Einstein compared to other fighters. But let's continue.
Switch for both of you. Like, when do we see the Bronze Bomber? When do we see War Chisora? Right now, I feel like I've got Derek and I've got Deontay.
And the switch is,
when the switch?
I'll tell you what, when the switch is, when I say goodbye to him later on.
In that sense.
Yeah. Right now, press conference, he knows when the switch is off. When we shake hands and say goodbye, brother.
Get that last hug again.
See you later. One voyage. And next time I see him, I'm like, what the fuck you looking at?
Right.
You guys are both similar to each other.
Yeah. But but you have to understand, it's going to be an amazing fight. But I don't want to sell it with violence because there's too much violence in the world right now. Do you understand? People are dying. There's too much violence in the world. So, things are going viral on TikTok. People getting beaten up by other people and people are recording. We don't want that.
Yeah, but you say you don't want to sell it on violence. Your career has been violence.
Yes, it has. It has been. But you're missing the point. We don't want to do that. We are fathers now. Do you understand? He's got 7?
Yeah, I want 7 more.
I got 3. Do you understand? And we want to bring our kids to the fight. We want our kids to enjoy the fight.
Is it not dangerous that you both have softened then?
We're not soft.
No, it's not soft at all.
Softened.
No.
Certainly not soft.
No.
The heavyweight
It's a
fights,
problem,
but is it a worry that both of you
No,
maybe...
bro, I'm telling you right now,
You can go when you want.
I can go anytime, bro. ASAP.
Likewise. Easy.
Yeah.
Snap of a finger.
I don't know why you're both looking at me like this.
Fuck up. The whole point is my delivery you're gonna get.
Facts. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, people look at fighters as they get the wrong perception of us. You know what I'm saying? And they see us as dangerous human beings. We're mostly registered in places where we go and fight. We're considered as lethal weapons. Our hands. But at the same time, this business teaches you how to have discipline. It teaches you how to, be able to coexist with certain people and stuff like that. And certain people, certain people do certain things because they have no discipline. They have no self-respect or dignity for other people and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But you're looking at 2 gentlemen. Although we're in a dangerous environment, we have a dangerous job on our hands. But we've been in this for so long. We've done it so long. We have discipline. That's why we're able to have a mutual agreement and a respect for each other. You understand me? Without having violence or any type of thing, animosity or going with us. That just show you the maturity of us as fighters, as human beings, the respect between each other. People don't understand it because they ain't living it in our world. They ain't walking in our shoes. It's just like it's standing on the outside of the ring looking in. You could have did this. All you got to do is that. You don't know nothing because you ain't the fighter. You ain't been in that ring. You ain't in our world. It's easier to just talk on the outside of the ring than in the inside of the ring where you're risking your life for others' entertainment, and I take that very serious. So when we have a place where we can be sane and have a civilized conversation with each other and go to places, whatever, that's what it's all about.
Again, I think we know what you guys are going to deliver come the night. Can I ask you both to do one thing for me, please? I want you to tell the other, so without me being here, how you win this fight. And can I ask you, if you don't mind, to take your glasses off and tell each other, face to face, how you win. Chisora, can you tell Wilder how you beat him?
Bro, I love you. You're my dog. I swear to God, I want to be you don't understand. It's a...
All right, commercial break. So he says, I'm going to beat you up. But I do disagree. Like, hey, man, we just bring our kids to this fight. And it's like, bring your kids to the fight. Like, one of you guys are getting beat up. But you're going to either, somebody's kids are going to be, upset. This is a violent sport. I remember Miguel Cotto's kid. I never seen a kid cry that much. Hey, Papa. He's, what I mean? Scans Ranch, DeVille, what's the deal? Which channel is this fight on? The Zone. It's on The Zone. This is the Zone show. This is the Zone show. So. Cheating Margarito. Yeah, that was another crying event. Yeah, man. That was horrible.
You haven't got a clue what's about to happen on the 4th. Everybody says they have a clue, but they ain't got a clue. So I want you to come prepared. No excuses. Because I am turning up. As you guys Americans say, are we turning up? I'm coming. I am coming. There's no two ways about it. I'm coming. I'm be very possessed. I'm coming. Yeah, and I will win the fight.
10-4. I receive it. Roger that. But on the other hand, I'm coming as well, brother. And many times I've said I love you to death, man, like a real brother. The relationship that we have built has been strong, you know, and after this, it's going to be even stronger. When you retire, I'm going to give you a little gift, and it's going to be a black eye, maybe 2 if you're lucky. But I got to do it, man.
I'm only going to show you.
But I got to do what I got to do, you know. This is my time. This is my getting myself back together. Your mind is already on retirement. And I'm going to be gladly to put you in it. Because this is what you want.
Thou shalt
For me,
not pass. Thou shalt not
for me,
pass.
I'm in a different path. I'm in a different journey. I'm the most happiest I've ever been, you know, going through it. I gotta do what I gotta do, bro.
Thou shalt not pass.
It's nothing against you. But understand, when I get in the ring, I'm going to turn into a road man. You understand me?
Oh, I like that. Yeah, road man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But it's all love.
It's all love.
It's all love. And I wish you nothing but the best.
Same to you, bro.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, good fight. Well done, guys. Handshake. I know it's going to come. Good luck to both of you.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. Face-off is over. Face-off review has been reviewed. Final words from Derek Chisora, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Derek Chisora, you know, thou shalt not pass. I'm coming. Deontay Wilder, love you as a brother, but I'm going to give you 2 black eyes. I'm going to send you into retirement with love. I think this fight is going to either be quick or long and brutal. Because I know that Dillian White said it best about Wilder. You know, Dillian, you just gotta keep him going back. He can't fight going back, man. Just keep him going back, man. Just keep Wilder back, man. You push him back, man. Derek Chisora is learned. Kurt, your style boxing like Mike Tyson. Nah, not really. I don't have a style like Mike. I do like Mike's speed, but I don't have the body type like Mike. Mike is short and stocky. My father's short and stocky, right? My biological father, right? And I'm the tallest one. Don't know how the hell that happened. But no, I mean, it's like to fight like that tall is kind of dangerous because you're not using your physical attributes. But anyhow, enough about me. You know, Derek Chisora is known to pressure you, is known to push you back, is known to bring it to you. We've seen when Wilder stepped up against Parker was able to go in and out, but he was also able to successfully push Wilder back, which the front step-in right hand for Wilder wasn't effective at all. It was nullified because Parker pushed him back. Derek Chisora, the question is, does he still have the speed? Does he still have the ability to push Wilder back? You know, that's what you ask yourself now. because Wilder needs distance. Derek Chisora, if he's in your chest, that's all he needs, because he's just going to beat you up. And he's going to swing and land wherever he can hit you. The elbows, the neck, the ear, the temple, face, chest, kidneys, liver, solar plexus, wherever. He's gonna find somewhere to hit you. If he's in your chest, he's bow, 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 bow. The thing about it, when somebody's crowding you like that, it's hard to determine what shots are going to land because he's so close to you, throwing many different shots. Head, body, body, head. So you gotta sit there and take this. And it's like, okay, well, what the hell? We'll see. We will see how this is going to go. But Wilder needs space because he's 6'7", and he needs distance to straighten out that shot, to get that shot off, to land that punch. He needs that. Definitely. He needs that space, because if he don't have it, he's dead meat. That's it. He's done. Because Derek Chisora is going to eat him up. Because one thing Derek knows how to do is squabble. Like he said, he's coming. I do like how Ade made him take them glasses off, because it's nothing like, people can hide behind reflections of shadows, because that's all shades are. Keep sun out of your eyes, but you can't see the soul of a person. You can't see them look you in your eye and say, I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to knock you out. They don't see that. So I'm glad take these glasses off. Look each other in the eye and tell them how you're going to do it. Instigating, but that's what he's supposed to do. He did his job. But, these guys definitely, obviously have respect for each other. And that's a good thing. It's always a good thing between brethren to show respect. Mickey Ward and God bless the dead, Arturo Gotti, they ain't had any bad blood. In fact, Gotti didn't respect Mickey Ward as much, in the first fight. After that first fight he did, because he understood who he was dealing with. He wasn't dealing with some local Boston boy no more that got a reputation of known to be the Irish Arturo Gotti. No, this guy had his own legacy, and he made it from Arturo Gotti, fighting Arturo Gotti, showing Arturo Gotti that, it's more than me than more than you know. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he showed that, I am that guy. That's why they got, it's Rocky and Apollo, Mickey and Arturo. Now, hopefully, Deontay and Derek will make that same bond. And all of these guys they got along quite well, especially when they fought each other. But I'll tell you this, in closing, guys, if this is a good fight, if it's one of those fights of the year, if it's better than Wardley versus just Dubois, or better than Tyson versus Arslanbek Makhmudov, this will then tower, the fights of the year, and it will have a demand for a rematch. Regardless of who wins or who, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter at that point. They will want to see this again. Why do you think Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn was so in demand? Because of the outcome of the first fight. There wouldn't have been no second fight if it wasn't for the first. Because we didn't know what we were going to get. We saw and we've seen, fighters fighting for their namesake. But we didn't know they were going to fight like that. Now, of course, it's been drowned out because Chris Eubank was damn near a dead man walking when he fought him. But what built that fight? What created that fight, the rematch? The original. Yeah. I think Wilder's back to his best. He can knock anyone out, including Usyk. We'll see. We have to see, and he has to show us. And he has to show us on a platform on a level that he's on right now, because Derek Chisora is the man to beat right now, regardless of what it is, because Derek Chisora is going to come to fight. He has to beat Derek, because if he don't, it won't matter. Derek Chisora and Deontay Wilder can hang out all day long, just kind of like Johnny Fisher and the White Rhino, Dave Allen are now. They're just hanging out, hitting the bag together. Come on, lad, hit it, lad. Damn, like this. Yeah. Because, you know, Conor Ben, the corpse destroyer. Chisora will hit Wilder with the ayahuasca punch. Frank and Fabio in referee robbery. This guy, Parker. Chisora is too old now, bro. I mean, he's what, a year older than Wilder? Wilder's 40 years old. Or is it 42? Wilder's 40 years old, man. So, I mean, they're both old. Wilder, Chisora, Joyce, Pulev, Usyk got one more year. Them boys all about to be 40 years old. All of them. So, no, man, decent face-off. I mean, was no drama or no, you know, nothing. Nobody crashed out or nothing like that. So it was a pretty good, you know, pretty good thing to see. You know, buffering Joe. Who's buffering Joe? Yeah. Man, you stupid, man. That look. All right. Let me stop talking about Joe like that, because I've done that before. And it's always been times where it was bad. There was 2 different times that happened to me. I pulled a Joe Joyce. All right, you guys ready for this? All right. And it was both times we're in a club. And I was talking like, no, man, you can't do it. You got to tell him you can't do it like this. And I was talking. Have you guys ever seen Ninja Assassins? Okay. Have you guys ever seen Ninja Assassins? Give me, for 1, you've seen it. For 2, you've never seen it. 1, you saw it. 2, you never seen it. Ninja Assassins. Have anybody ever saw that? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Yes, I want you guys to put in the comments 1 for yes or 2 for no. XK shots. Have you guys ever seen Ninja Assassins? Black Mamba 32, yes. Mac 3490 says no. Okay, is that the only 2? Skrilla 50, you never seen. XK shots, you never seen. Okay, you guys are not martial artists. You guys don't like ninja movies, because I mean, it was probably one of the best ninja movies. Probably one of the last. Well, I can't say the last, but it was one of the best mainstream ninja movies. How many guys have seen Ninja Assassin? I mean, we only got 4 votes. We only got 4 votes. I mean, are we going to vote? What are we doing? Are we driving in our cars and we can't vote? I can understand that. But if we're just sitting at home or at our desk, let's vote. Have you seen Ninja Assassins? 1 for yes, you've seen it. 2 for no, I never seen it. Scans Rants 2. I'll watch it now that you mentioned it. Okay, cool. Anybody else? Because as of right now, okay, my Mama Lou. 2. Jesus, you guys haven't seen that movie. It came out in 2010. Okay, so however you guys were in 2010, you know, just call me Patty, okay? What happened at the press conference? Was Wilder a no-show again? I'm not sure. I mean, we just did the face-off, not the press conference. But anyway, okay. Let me give you guys an easy one because this is kind of. But anyway, I buffered. I buffered like Joe. I watched Bruce Lee fights. Hey, Kurt. Boxing, love, WhatsApp. uh, but I did that. I did that with Rick Yoon, and I did that again with forget his name. Damn. Daniel Kalua. I did that. And just, yeah. You been smoking, Kurt? Nope. Wilder has lost his mind. Damn, I look like I've been smoking? Joyce, Chisora, Wilder, Zhang. Yeah, Zhang's another one. And bonus Usyk 3.2, old guy. They're all old. You know, I mean, you like Usyk is like, dude, I'm young. I mean, I'm older. I don't want to fight these dudes. You know? But no, so I know what it's like to be Joe Joyce. So I don't want to talk about Joe, laugh at Joe, and not confess my own situations like that. When is the Chisora Wilder fight? Must be getting close. It's the 4th of April. No, is it? Yeah, the 4th of April. Usyk, modern day GOAT. Well, he needs to do modern day mandatories too. You know, so bro got beat so bad that he just accuses everyone of cheating. Just admit you got beat by the better man on the night and be done with it. He ain't gonna do that. Wilder ain't gonna do that. You know, Wilder will. That's just not gonna happen. You can give that up, but it happens, right? But anyway, man, great review, great face off. I enjoyed it. Derek Chisora was Derek Chisora. Deontay Wilder is the, I guess, bronze bomber in recovery. So we had some good stuff going, you know. A lot of respect between both fighters. I had fun. I have a lot of videos to do. I have a few, but I'm going to get those out before I go to work. But see you guys tomorrow. I may do another live stream tomorrow. Of course, videos will be daily coming. You guys be blessed. I hope you guys enjoy your Saturday. And everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.